Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. This is day 15 of our trek, and today we're considering the principles of sowing and reaping, or more commonly called planting and harvesting. We are recording this podcast from our studio and home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's good to be back in the area for 3 weeks as we focus on the many business projects that we have to complete. As much as Paula and I love the big house, it's nice to spend time in a much smaller and virtually maintenance-free home in Charlotte. The weather's been rather warm this week, around 90 degrees or more for each day. I am thankful to have air conditioning and being able to stay inside for the most part. As I am starting this journal tonight, Rebecca, one of my sisters, who lives in Charlotte and is a couple years older, is coming over for dinner, and we plan on sorting through some old boxes of pictures from our childhood. We're going to set aside the ones that are worth scanning so that we can preserve them electronically and share them with our other siblings. There are 10 children in our family, and we are blessed that we are all still alive and relatively healthy. The memories of our childhood are precious to us all. As we go through life's trek together, it's good to have family and friends to encourage us along the way. Check out the journal posting for today to see some of the old family pictures and a little bit more information. Thank you for allowing us to share these tidbits of life's trek each day as we continue to learn to enjoy every day. Please share your stories and questions with us on wisdom-trek.com/contact us. We will work them into future podcasts if you'd like so that we can share together and get to know each other on life's journey. Yesterday, we looked at just how important the practice of sharing our experiences and wisdom is as we share life's road together. It has the potential to radically transform those that we teach and share with, and our own lives are reinforced by the lessons that we have learned. If you've missed any of the previous podcasts or journals, please go back and check them out on iTunes, Stitcher, or at wisdom-trek.com. Today on our trek, we have scaled to a little plateau. We can see through a clearing in the trees. And as we look through this clearing, we see a large field of wheat that gently blows in the breeze. As we visualize this, feel the soft wind as it circles around you and smell the fresh air of this bright, sunny summer day. Our wisdom nugget today will be about the principles of planting and harvesting. If you grasp how these concepts impact all areas of our lives, they will lay the foundation for a life filled with abundance and joy while you're creating your living legacy. I would like to title today's trek, The 5 Principles of Planting and Harvesting. We will use the analogy of a farmer, as this is the easiest for most of us to understand. Principle number 1. The farmer knows that planting is a choice. If we ever expect to see a harvest, we must first choose to plant a crop. In the same manner, if we expect to see positive results in any areas of our lives, we must be willing to invest in purchasing the seeds and then choosing to plant those seeds. Without these 2 crucial steps, there will be no harvest. Investment in resources and time always precedes returns. To think otherwise would be foolish. Principle number 2. The farmer knows what type of crop he wants to plant. Since planting requires a substantial investment, the farmer is careful to know and understand what type of crop brings the best potential return. He has done his research and he is prepared to plant and harvest based on the type of crop that he's chosen. The farmer has purchased the best land possible, the right equipment, he understands the calendar, he knows the cultivation schedule, and he knows that the water and nutrients necessary for the crop to yield its intended returns. If he is careless in any of these areas, if he fails to plan properly, he stands to lose everything. So decide each day what type of harvest you want in your life, and then plant those seeds. Principle number 3. The farmer knows that he will harvest the same type of crop that he planted. If he wants to harvest wheat, he will plant wheat. If corn, he will plant corn. In the same manner, if we desire to harvest an abundance of positive results in all areas of our lives, then we will have to plant those same type of seeds. Principle number 4. The farmer knows that the harvest will be in proportion to, but greater than what he has planted. No farmer would bother planting unless he expected a crop many times of what he planted. Those returns can be 100 or 200 and sometimes 300 times the amount that was planted. As an example, a single grain of wheat can produce 8 or more heads with over 40 seeds per head. That would equate to 300 grains of wheat for a single grain planted. That is a good return. The farmer also knows that the more seeds that he plants, the larger his overall harvest will be, but only to the level that he can reasonably handle during harvest time. We too should expect a good return from the seeds that we plant every day into our own lives and the lives of others. To think differently would to ignore the principles or the law of planting and harvesting. We also need to understand that we should only plant what we can reasonably handle at harvest time. And finally, principle number 5, the farmer knows that he will harvest in a different season than when he planted. In our fast-paced society, we are so impatient. Many times we expect a harvest in the same season as when we planted. This will not happen. The farmer understands that between planting time and harvest time, he will need to provide nourishment, water, weed control, and protection from inclement weather for those vulnerable and precious seeds. If we are going to expect a good return for the seeds that we plant in our own lives and the lives of others, then we need to be prepared to nurture that seed and be willing to wait for harvest time, which may be many months or even years in the future. We cannot rush the harvest, but you best be prepared for when it is ready. If we instill these 5 principles of planting and harvesting into every area of our lives, we will see a radical change not only in us, but in those that we impact. A concept that is often missed, though, if we are going to expect a harvest, then the original seed must die so that it can bring forth new life in abundance. In the same way, in order for growth to occur in the seeds that we plant in ourselves and in the lives of others, we have to let go or let die our old comfortable ways so that we can grow. A Bible verse that refers to this is found in the Apostle Paul's first letter to the church at Corinth, in chapter 15, verse 36 through 38, where Paul is speaking of our future resurrected bodies. When you put a seed in the ground, it doesn't grow into a plant unless it dies first. And what you put into the ground is not the plant that will grow, but only a bare seed of wheat or whatever you are planting. Then God gives it the new body he wants it to have. A different plant grows from each kind of seed. The Bible has many verses referring to planting and harvesting, and we'll have to spend another day or 2 or 3 in the future exploring some more of those stories, analogies, or lessons. But for today, since our focus is on the 5 principles of planting and harvesting, we will end with this encouraging verse from Paul's letter to the church in Galatia, chapter 6, verses 9 and 10. So let us not get tired of planting seeds of goodness. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we do not give up. Therefore, whenever we have opportunity, we should do good to everyone, especially those in the family of faith. Sowing and reaping, planting and harvesting. These concepts are so important for our lives. Our destiny depends on it. Or as Ralph Waldo Emerson put it, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an act, and reap a habit. Sow a habit, and reap a character. Sow a character, and reap a destiny. Well, that'll finish our podcast for today. Tomorrow we will look at the value of small incremental gains in the trek of life each day and how it applies to creating a living legacy. Please check in our camp tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. As always, I encourage you to leave a discussion topic, comment, suggestion, or question about the podcast on our comment form on wisdom-trek.com/day15 or email me at guthrie@venturecg.com. If you'd like us to discuss any topics, answer questions during our podcast, please let us know. We'd love the interaction for all the members of our Wisdom Trek team. And please subscribe on iTunes or your player of choice so that Wisdom-Trek is downloaded to you automatically every day. We also have a subscribe to podcast page on the wisdom-trek.com. We would encourage you to leave us a rating for each episode. This will mean so much, and spread the word to everyone you know to join us on our Wisdom Trek. And I sincerely thank you for this. Check out wisdomtrek.com for our daily journal, wisdom nuggets, and free resources. As we take the trek together, let us always live abundantly or fully, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day. See you tomorrow.